63 years ago today, four North Carolina A&T State University students sat down at a whites-only lunch counter at Woolworth's in Greensboro. It helped spark the national civil rights movement.
And this morning, A&T will honor those four men at a breakfast in Reith Lane on the first day of Black History Month. Our Victoria Lucas joins us live on campus with a deeper look into today's significance. Victoria, good morning.
Audrey and Devontae, good morning. So today's event is titled Embracing Our Past, Engaging in Our Present, and Imagining Our Future. And in this, we think about the bravery of the A&T Four. So on February 1st, 1960, Joseph McNeil, Franklin McCain, Zell Blair Jr., and David Richmond sat at the F.W. Woolworth department store lunch counter in Greensboro. They politely requested service and were denied. It's the peaceful way in which they protested which caught attention. Later, students at Women's College, now UNC Greensboro, and Bennett College also joined their sit-ins. The sit-ins went on for months, and it was no easy task. I had the chance to speak with Todd Simmons, Associate Vice Chancellor for University Relations, who tells me the courage of the A&T Four creates a sense of pride for the community.
This is something that happened nationally that created lasting impact for many, many generations into the present. So it's something I think we can rightfully be proud of, that it took place in our midst. It gives us a chance to pause and remember the legacy of these four incredible freshmen who walked downtown, sat down at a lunch counter, and really changed the civil rights movement.
Today's event will begin with a breakfast-in program at the Alumni Foundation Event Center. There will be a memorial wreath laying at 10 and a social justice panel discussion at 10:30 in the Harrison Auditorium for K through 12 students. The panel will also include former student government leaders over a 6-decade period discussing what the advocacy of the A&T Four meant to them. And also, the university will also be presenting 2 human rights medals to 2 students who have pushed to correct social injustice. A day full of events to commemorate a peaceful protest, which is one of the many acts that led to the equality we share today. Live in Greensboro, I'm Victoria Lucas, WXAI 12 News.
Thank you, Victoria. Looking ahead today, schools in Elkin will reopen for students and staff, but there will be an increased police presence on campuses. Superintendent Myra Cox canceled classes yesterday after the district received a credible threat of violence. She said the tip came in through the anonymous Say Something app. Elkin police say they arrested a student, but no other information is being released because the suspect is younger than 18.
It is 6:05. A now former Greensboro Police Department employee is facing child exploitation charges. He's the third member of the Greensboro PD to face sex charges last month. Matthew Hammonds worked as a crime analyst, and the State Bureau of Investigation says he's charged with 3 counts of felony second-degree sexual exploitation of a minor. After his arrest, Hammonds was fired by GPD. He remains in jail this morning with a $50,000 bond. In Washington, facing a debt default that could send global finances into an absolute tailspin, President Joe Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy will meet today for their first talks about the debt ceiling.
Amy Liu reports live in our Washington bureau. Amy, where is each side coming into these negotiations?
Well, Audrey and Devontae, President Biden and Speaker McCarthy are starting off at opposite ends of the table, so to speak, with early June as the deadline to raise that debt limit or face a first ever U.S. default on their credit. Now, President Biden and Democrats want a clean and separate debt ceiling bill where the only issued address is raising the limit. McCarthy and House Republicans are demanding spending cuts in exchange for raising the limit. The speaker said discretionary and military spending can be cut, but not Social Security or Medicare. In a memo ahead of today's meeting, the White House hammered House Republicans for passing bills that would increase deficits and publish Republican-backed studies showing how much money would be saved by cutting entitlement programs. During today's meeting, the president will ask the speaker whether he'll commit to avoiding a debt default and to be specific about what cuts Republicans want to make.
Will you negotiate with McCarthy?
Show me his budget. Show me his budget.
Yeah, and in response to the White House memo and president's demands, McCarthy tweeted, quote, "I'm not interested in political games. I'm coming to negotiate for the American people," end quote. As for President Biden's budget proposal, he will not release that until next month. Reporting live from Washington this morning, I'm Amy Liu, WXII 12 News.
Amy, live for us in Washington. Thank you for that report.
Looking ahead this Wednesday, friends and family will gather tonight to honor the memory of 29-year-old Daryl Rice Jr. Winston-Salem police say he was shot and killed at a party over the weekend on North Liberty Street. A candlelight vigil is set for 6 o'clock tonight. It will be held at the basketball courts on Bethabara Point Circle in Winston-Salem.
Meantime, there have been 9 homicides so far this year in Winston-Salem compared to 4 at the same time last year.
A tragic trend. The man now leading that police department says addressing violent crime is one of his top priorities. Let's say good morning to Jackie Pascal. She joins us live this morning. And Jackie, what else is on Chief William Penn's to-do list?
Staffing, really, Devontae and Audrey, good morning to you both. So right now the Winston-Salem Police Department is down 140 sworn-in officer positions. And so the new chief, William Penn, is saying that is really up there for him. He wants to bring the numbers up for new hires and those for retention, but he wants to bring homicide numbers down, of course. He says every time they are getting a call about violent crime, it really speaks to how prevalent guns are and, quote, how less prevalent conflict resolution skills are. Now, Penn also has the task of leading the department to solve all of those violent crimes that happened before he came into this position, and he says he will need the community's help to do that. He asks everyone to call the department with information they have on crimes, but especially he's asking for younger people to speak up.
We want to get the folks off the street that are committing these acts. We want people who think they're going to do this in the future to feel uncomfortable and not feel like Winston-Salem is a place that they can do this. I'm willing to work with everyone to help, even at those early ages, to ensure we give them an opportunity so they know their options to resolving conflict, and it doesn't have to be weapons, it doesn't have to be with violence.
Now, Chief Penn is taking over this position from Katrina Thompson. She retired last year. He says this is a very exciting position to be taking on, but also a bit overwhelming. Live in Winston-Salem, Jackie Pascal, WXII 12 News.